Ladies and gentlemen, let me break down this $1.5 million per month Shopify niche store that sells a subscription product that a lot of people don't ever really think about as a subscription product. So the store is called City Beauty and they sell lip gloss. Now, as you see right here, there's a lot of really brilliant things we can learn about this brand when it comes to the offers that they have, the product range that they have, but even also the ads that they have. In fact, that's how I found this brand, is by browsing the shopylab.ai discovery tab for about 30 seconds. And I stumbled upon this and it led me to this beautiful collection page where they have some incredibly smart offers they're running, which you can see it right here. It's gift one, get one, City Lips BOGO. Now, this positioning right here is something I've actually never seen before. Just so simple, but basically telling people to gift one first and then get one for free. This is such a genius wording because it basically implies reciprocity, right? And when you use this kind of wording, it's way more incentivizing for people to buy because in the back of their mind, they're doing this for other people, but then also able to get a bonus themselves as a reward. Now, this website is doing about 450,000 monthly visitors, 487,000 actually in October. 81% of that is in the US, so primarily the US. Now, I do have a store just to show you how I'm estimating this revenue, right? So we're using the Shopify extension, Chrome extension, to measure their traffic. And through their traffic, we can actually estimate about a 3.5 to 1 ratio of visitors to revenue. So for example, here's a screenshot I just took from one of my stores where in the last 30 days, we got 40,000 visitors and we made $146,000 in sales. So that's like a 3.5x, visitors to sales ratio. So if we apply that same thing to this, we get around $1.5 million a month. That's how we're estimating the traffic. Of course, we don't know if that's entirely accurate. Huge disclaimer there. We're just estimating. But I do believe it's probably around that number, if not more, because this brand, as I just mentioned, has a lot of really brilliant things that they're doing. So let's explore this landing page. This is where they're driving their current Black Friday or their pre-Black Friday offer, actually, which is kind of a funny thing. And one also really great thing that you can take note of this is how simple this ad actually is, right? You could create something like this on Canva in about 5 minutes or with Nano Banana in about 30 seconds, right? And it's really simple, but it's really strong. Now, they're saying that this pre-Black Friday offer expires on 11/19, which is pretty smart. I've never seen any brand do this before. Actually, a pre-Black Friday sale that expires before Black Friday, and then of course they're going to have another sale on Black Friday. It's crazy how many sales are going around. But I also checked out their ad library, right? So I clicked the Facebook, little arrow here on the Shopify Discovery feature, and I see that they run 370 different ads at once, which is pretty impressive and is actually one of the major keys to meta ads, is just layering in as many high quality ads as possible. And of course, measuring those tests and seeing how they affect the campaign, whether profitably or whether positively or negatively. That's actually what I do with my team at Akemi. So I don't only have the experience from my own stores, which are doing multi six figures a month, but also from our agency clients. We're meta partners. We're spending about $6 million a year across a variety of clients in e-commerce, software. That's pretty much it, actually. We do have a few clients in service industries, but we primarily service e-commerce clients, which are, Shopify stores and apps, right, or softwares. And I do want to mention this because it's just extra experience that I get to see, extra data that I get to see, and that's been extremely valuable. So I want you to know that, with the things that I mention on this channel, they're very research based. And, I don't just run my own stores, but I also have this agency where we service a lot of clients, and our media buying team is incredible. So that's another thing. If you did want to hire a team for digital marketing, whether it's for running your meta ads, for making AI ads for your brand, for running Google ads, for running TikTok ads, even for email marketing, right? We love to use OmniSend and provide OmniSend services for our clients. Hit us up, okay? Just book a call with us. We have really, really fair pricing. We'll price it super fairly for the scale that you're at so that you can really be as profitable as possible from our services. Now, besides that, I do want to point out their subscription because, like I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, that's one of the things that really intrigued me about this product. I don't know why, but I've never seen any brand run a subscription on a lip gloss, even though it's such a smart thing to do because people run out probably quickly, especially if they really love your lip gloss. So that's a really smart thing to do. I also really love the swatches that they got going on. I love how quickly they load. Not a lot of stores do this. A lot of stores that have these kinds of swatches, they take a long time to load them. And that's a very, very small but undervalued little feature right there. Because if you think about it, I actually learned this from the Telegram founder. I watched an interview by him recently where he said that that's the number one metric that they try to optimize is speed, because they have a billion users. So even a, zero point 0.1 millisecond difference is wasting so much of humanity's times, right? It's kind of an interesting concept, but you can apply this at a smaller scale here. They have 480,000 monthly visitors. Is if they can shave off like 0.1 second from their user experience, they're saving so much collective time for their users, for their customers. So very small, but really impactful thing that not a lot of people are thinking about. And as you see, as always, they're giving a little incentive for people to subscribe, but they're not doing it as a default subscription, which is actually pretty clean. A lot of people these days, they make the subscription the default, and I'm not sure if that's illegal or not. I actually think it's not illegal because I see a lot of brands do it, even huge 9-figure brands, but it is a little, I don't know. It's just a little gray area, maybe unethical to some people, maybe not. To me, it's not unethical, but it is definitely a little bit, how should I put it? It's scummy a little bit, right? It's just a little bit because a lot of people don't even know that they have this feature on. But look at how this is just so clean. I love this buy box that these guys have. They have the one-time purchase plus $6.95 shipping right here, right under the name, and then or you can subscribe and save 11% and get free US shipping. That's such a clean little offer right there, and just such a cool offer in general with the BOGO. So that's what I wanted to showcase. Now, this is just such a brilliant store. Another really cool thing is they have this As Seen On tab at the top. I guess it doesn't really display properly on mobile. I thought maybe that it would, but it doesn't, or it doesn't seem to at least. But anyways, if we proceed here, we see they got a really nice description, money back guarantee, how to use, some social proof, more social proof, 2 million customers. Wow, that's actually a lot of customers. So maybe they're bigger than I think. Maybe the estimate that I'm giving is actually a lot smaller than their true, size. Wow, another thing I love is this little gradient on the button. Such a nice little addition that makes such a big difference. I might actually apply that to a couple of my stores because I've been thinking about that. I've been seeing that in the in the tech space, in the SaaS space, a lot of these brands are adding these sort of gradients. But look at how much of a difference that makes on e-com. At least for me, this makes a big difference. It looks super nice. But that's pretty much it about with their store. Like honestly, nothing more to be said. It's beautiful. It's perfect. It's so simple, but just so carefully curated to convert and just provide a better user experience, which I just love to see. Now, they do have, when it comes to their social media strategy, like I said, it's a lot of Meta ads, which is no surprise to me because Meta is just such an incredibly powerful platform. And one of the things that people think about ads is that everybody hates ads. And that's actually true. A lot of people hate ads. But if that's the case, then that means if you're running ads that people don't hate, you're actually doing people a huge service, right? You're actually solving a massive problem. So that's one of the mindset shifts that I had that kind of made me not fall in love with meta ads, but just helped me see how powerful running meta ads truly is, because their machine is able to show your ad to the right person at the right time to get them to buy, which ideally your product solves a problem for them, so you're doing them a service. But anyways, you see a lot of really interesting image ads that are so simple. Like I mentioned, they are just running very simple ads. Interestingly enough, they actually have a variety of products. So they're kind of like a beauty niche store, which is always cool to see. I like when brands experiment with a variety of product lines. And wow, look at this. They have this really, I would say, traditional, you know, advertorial page. I feel like I've seen people use this exact same advertorial page so many different times, probably through gem pages is my guess, but also Replo allows you to do things like this. Wow, so it's an advertorial page to a pre-lander page. This is beautiful. This is really, really, really nice. Funny enough, I have seen this product actually on TeamDrop recently. So TeamDrop is the place that I source like most of my products actually right now, and do my custom packaging, custom product development, even with TeamDrop. And I have seen this product on there, which is pretty interesting, and it's a lot cheaper than $3.99. I'll tell you that. So the margins on this product are absolutely insane. Very cool. Now, this landing page is a lot different. It's a lot more curated, right? There's just a lot more information, a lot more education, a lot more guarantees and objection handling. You can kind of see it. You can go browse it on your own if you want. I really like these buttons. These guys are just brilliant in the way that they do things. But basically, what you need to know is this makes sense for this product because it's a lot higher ticket, right? It's $3.99 as opposed to just a $35 product. But they have it all, right? So they have the subscriptions on the low ticket products. They have these high ticket products that they can upsell to people later down the line, or vice versa, which is just such a brilliant business. I mean, I'm guessing their profit margins are absolutely huge, like probably way bigger than people think you can get in e-commerce, because they're doing everything right. And I'm guessing, with all these products that they have, they're also emailing them a bunch and providing value through emails. They have a lot of social media followers, but it's, like I mentioned, a lot from ads. So that's the cool thing about running ads through a page, is that you do gain followers from it. So even though they don't get a lot of engagement on their posts, they still try to remain really active. This is actually a really funny static for this product. It's a 1-star review, and it says, "My friends think I had work done. Unbelievable." That's really good. It's like reverse psychology. Let me see. So yeah, their Instagram's really good. They have, this is another thing I noticed that is very noteworthy. They have 10 million monthly views on Pinterest. So it seems Pinterest is one of their traffic channels that they prioritize in some ways. They have 100,000 followers on here and 10 million monthly views. So that's a lot of monthly views. I mean, crazy how slept on Pinterest really is. As you see, they're constantly making pins. A lot of them are very old, so maybe they're not consistently putting work into it, but at the very least, they are probably running ads on here. I mean, 10 million monthly views doesn't just magically appear, so they must be doing something on here. And this is definitely something I'm also keeping in the back of my mind for the stores, our client stores that are relevant, our Shopify Lab Accelerator members that maybe this would be relevant to, and of course, some of my own personal projects too. I'm definitely looking at Pinterest as a source of traffic that is pretty much completely slept on by the majority of e-commerce store owners. And then same with YouTube. This one's less slept on. I mean, they haven't posted on YouTube in a very long time, but they have a beautiful YouTube channel, which is really nice. I'm guessing they probably have tried YouTube ads at some point, but maybe not so much right now. Maybe they do through Google though. Again, that's something that we do a lot at Akemi. We do YouTube demand gen ads. We do YouTube display ads, and email marketing as well. So, that's one of the reasons why I mentioned that it's so cool that they have all these different product lines, because that's heaven for an email marketer, right? Because you can just do so much with that. You can generate so much revenue through your email list if you have more than one product and if you're constantly expanding your product line. And of course, you can do that even if you have just one product, but it's a little bit harder. It's a little bit of a slightly different approach. Now, the last thing I want to show you is just how big this market really is. This is statistics from 2024 on the top online shopping categories worldwide on Shopify. And as you see, the beauty and personal care category is only 169 billion, which is actually massive, but it's still so early. That's how I view it, right? Like some of the other categories on Shopify, like fashion and electronics, are just so massive. And this one, to me, feels like it would be bigger. I feel like the beauty and personal care category is one of the hottest categories. Like that's how it seems to me, right? From what I see a lot in the e-com space. But in reality, it's actually not one of the biggest. I mean, it is one of the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's one of the top 10, but it's not in the top 5. And that's a bit surprising to me. So in my opinion, that just shows that there's so much growth potential for the beauty and personal care space, especially as more people care about looks maxing and all of these different trends that are happening in the world. So very interesting stuff. Let me know what you think. And of course, if you need any help with anything, make sure you ask questions in the comments. I answer pretty much as many comments as I can. So if you're skeptical about something, ask me a question. If you're confused about something, ask me a question. Or if you want to comment on something that we talked about, if you want to add additional information that may be valuable for the community, then make sure you do that as well. But with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.